Walt Disney World is celebrating the most magical celebration on Earth. 50th anniversary has arrived. It's October 2nd, 2021. Kingdom Report Live starts right now.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Walt Disney World is a tribute to the philosophy and the life of Walter Elias Disney, and to the talents, the dedication, and the loyalty of the entire Disney organization that made Walt Disney's dream come true. May Walt Disney World bring joy and inspiration and new knowledge to all who come to this happy place. A magic kingdom where the young at heart of all ages can laugh and play and learn together. Dedicated this 25th day of October, 1971.
Can't believe it myself, but after 50 long years, Walt Disney World celebrates its golden anniversary. Hello, everybody. I'm Wade Heath. Welcome to Kingdom Report Live. So great to have you with us on a very special weekend, a very special occasion, that's for sure. This week, not joined by anybody in studio. In fact, not at all, because everybody else is out at Walt Disney World right now. As a matter of fact, live team coverage for you. Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzoni, as well as Garrett Hassell, all in Orlando, covering everything that you need to know, and we'll be getting to them here in just a moment. But before we do, wanted to make mention to you that we have a special giveaway this week. Typically, we give away one of our beautiful Kingdom Report mugs. Well, this week, because it is the 50th anniversary, we want to make sure that you get your hands on some of that official 50th anniversary Walt Disney World merchandise, and you can do so as long as you leave a comment underneath this very video on our YouTube channel, the Kingdom Report on YouTube. All you got to do is leave the comment after the live video posts of Disney World 50. That's right, Disney World 50 is what you would leave in the comment section underneath this video on our YouTube channel. As soon as the live video is over, you're able to leave comments underneath the video. You have until Tuesday morning of the following Saturday, in which the live broadcast happens. You can get your hands on a Kingdom Report Live officially sponsored Disney World 50th Anniversary hat. So that 50th Anniversary hat is something that you will be able to get your hands on if you leave the comment Disney World 50 underneath this video between now and Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time. We'll pick a winner at random. If you are the winner, we will reach out to you. But because it's Disney World merchandise and it's the 50th Anniversary exclusive, we want to make sure that you're also subscribed to the channel. So if you're not subscribed and you just leave the comment, you're not qualified. You got to subscribe and leave that comment, Disney World 50, underneath this video on our YouTube channel. Okay, so that's how you win. That's how you play. That is how you get yourself your very own Disney World 50 hat. All right, let's jump out to Walt Disney World now, where Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzoni are standing by at Disney's Epcot to share with us what's happening when it comes to Walt Disney World's 50th Anniversary kickoff weekend. Tyler, Katrina, happy 50th to you.
Everybody.
Hello, sorry. I can't. It's hot out here. I cannot see my phone, and it's like, where are the buttons? I don't know. Anyway, here we are. Nice to be here. Thanks for having us.
So great to see you both in front of, looks like a World Showcase there, huh? That lagoon.
Italia.
Oh, yeah.
Italia.
Italia. Here we are.
It's like going home for you, Katrina.
It is. You know, Garrett has France. I have Italia. I'm going to start speaking Italian. I don't know.
Oh, let's get some gluten-free pizza out there for her.
I know. Seriously.
Wow. Between that and the chicken nuggets.
Oh,
yeah.
man. I've had plenty this week.
She's had her chicken nuggies, that's for sure.
Too many nuggies to count. Well, let's first talk about the 50th atmosphere. You guys have been there for a couple of days. You've been able to see all the festivities, everything going on. Tell me what it's like being there on such a historic week.
You know, I hate to say it. It feels a lot like a lot of weeks in Disney World. I mean, it's been a really fun time being. The excitement level of people has been very nice, but it's fun, but it's just little touches here and there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they blew it out of the water. I feel like personally, but I'm still having a great time. I mean, that's why I come here, because it's just my favorite place, regardless. So.
It was very calm when we came, when we first got here. It was very quiet. I think it was the calm before the storm happened. Yesterday, I think, was like the first really, obviously the very big day. So there was tons of people. I'm like, it's a weekend now. So everybody's kind of ready to go and celebrate the 50th anniversary. But it's been really great so far.
Yeah, we've been having a great
time. And the weather is, so that's great. I've seen zero rain. Watch it put it down for in like any second. But it's been great. It hasn't been any crazy rainstorms and stuff. It's been really nice.
Actually, it's been like the humidity has been so low that shade actually works for once.
Hey, what a plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's fantastic. And I know you guys a little earlier this week got to head on over to the France expansion there at Epcot, got to try your hand at Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, the newest attraction to open at Epcot. What'd you think? What was your experience like?
Go ahead.
I loved it. I mean, it's so quiet. You don't even really know it's there until you turn the corner and then you see this like little expansion to France, and it's just so subtle. Just the smell alone of the creperie is so good. It's just like this smell of cheese and ham and butter. It's just amazing. I wish I could give you like smell-o-vision, but it's so great to ride the ride. Like, I've never ridden it before, so it was really fun to do it. And also, like, because we did the AP preview, they just like let us in the land and we could stay as long as we wanted.
Oh.
So we rode it a couple times. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah,
it was nice. We just did it back to back. But, I have to say, I think as far as Ratatouille goes, I got to ride the one in France. And I think I gave it a little bit of a hard time because one of my things that I don't like is kind of the transition between the floor and the screens that you're watching. Mm-hmm. But I really do think that I was a little too harsh on it. It's a cute I did enjoy it. To see it again for the first time in a number of years was pretty fun. And like Katrina just said, the little surrounding courtyard around it is actually probably like my little highlight, because it adds this extra like layer to the France Pavilion and makes things just that much more kind of like realistic feeling, you know. But just all the little touches of like that you'll find all over the place, like within the ironwork and things like that. It's just really clever, and I think people are going to fall in love with the Ratatouille ride, and it's just really cute, and it's an exact replica of the one out in France. So it was a great time. I think it's a great addition to Epcot, and people, I think, are going to really enjoy it.
Now, if only we could get that back courtyard and the front of the France Pavilion to meet and have an entire circle all the way around for the sake of crowd flow, that might change the world.
It's a little weird. It is definitely a little weird, and we haven't been able to experience it yet when it was open to the public. Obviously, we did the AP preview, like Katrina said, but even then, it felt weird. It was like, you know, people were entering on this side, and you know, there were less people at that time, obviously. But you know, it's funny. Right before we went live, they just did a to the whole park about the boarding groups and how they've been filled up for the day. And, so it's weird that they did that at 3:30. So when you know, the boarding groups opened at 1, I guess they were still going. But we were over in line for Club Cool, and everybody lost their mind right at 1 p.m. when they got their boarding groups. So it was back to the old days of Rise of Resistance again. It felt like.
Meltdowns everywhere, right? Yeah. Exactly. Screams at a distance, and you're like, is everybody okay? Are we doing all right? Well, that's great. So you mentioned that not necessarily the historic sense or feeling, at least from your perspective so far, a little bit underwhelming, you might say, in terms of the overall impact of the 50th anniversary. I know Disneyland, you know, when they had their 50th in 2005, certainly the electric feeling in the air was mentioned time and time again by the people that were there. And even after the fact, you know, months after the fact, you could still feel that 50th electricity. Do you think perhaps that the pandemic has played a part in sort of numbing that feeling of true electricity of Walt Disney World's 50th?
I mean, I think it's definitely hurt they had for it. Yeah. I mean, I think people are still excited. That you should have seen, there were a lot of people. We were in Magic Kingdom last night. There were a lot of people walking around with either 50th gear on or 50th things they made for themselves. And that was really cute and fun to see. And people were excited for the fireworks. And I mean, when Tinkerbell came out, everybody lost their mind. So, I mean, there is some electricity, but like, you know, so it seems like the main stuff that's happened so far is, you know, we have a few new shows, some new merchandise, and there's some golden statues. And so I have to say, I think it hurts Disney World a little bit being so spread apart, right? Which it's, in many ways, it's a good thing.
That's an interesting way to put it, being so spread apart, that's for sure. And we'll let that connection resurface and get back to us. There you are. You're coming back to us now. So, Tyler, you dropped out on us right when you said it works against things to be so far apart, for Walt Disney World to be so far apart. And I was hoping you might be able to share with us exactly where you were going with that thought. No. It's 2021, and this is the unfortunate technology that we have. That's too bad. I hear an auto-tune Tyler in the background. That's funny. Yeah, he's almost as good as Christina Aguilera, but not quite there. So hopefully we'll get him back here in just a second. I know that across Walt Disney World we have a lot of things going on, including the Walt Disney World special that aired earlier this week, the stream, as a matter of fact, that talked about several new things that were going to be coming to Walt Disney World here in the near future. A lot of various events, a lot of various new items that will be coming online within the next couple of months and into 2022 for the celebration. All things that we are going to be getting to here in just a little bit, and certainly touching on more in depth, because it isn't just about the 50th anniversary right now as this weekend kicks off. Certainly a lot of things were announced this week for the future, but it's definitely about what we still have left in store that they are going to introduce for the 50th anniversary as we continue to bring things together and watch as Walt Disney World offers us up even more into 2022. I know that there's a lot of considerations when it comes to obviously the pandemic and being a part of still dealing with the realities of that, still dealing with that friction and that unfortunate realities that we do have to occasionally be exposed to, and the restrictions that come with that. A lot of people headed into Orlando specifically for the 50th anniversary kickoff because it is a historic day. It is a day that so many people want to be there. It's a day that so many people want to experience things, and I completely understand that. But at the same time, you do have to bend and flex to the current pandemic restrictions and the things that Walt Disney World has to abide by as well via the CDC. And then, of course, the Orange County government there in local Florida. Certainly a lot of things that play into being able to do all the stuff that they would like to do are all considerations going into this weekend. So not everything, I'm sure, Walt Disney World wanted to do for the 50th anniversary was something that they could do. But at any rate, it's so great to know that the 50th anniversary is off and rolling and things are finally ramping up, and we're starting to see more in terms of shows being offered, more in terms of very exciting atmosphere entertainment returning. I know that recently we also saw not just the news that we were going to get Yeehaw Bob back at Disney's Port Orleans. That was very exciting to hear because he was somebody that was let go last year. He's kind of a staple of that resort, piano playing and whatnot. Not only did we hear he was coming back to us to Disney's Port Orleans, but we also heard things like Sergio in the World Showcase. These atmosphere entertainment, the Canadian band that would play out in the Canada Pavilion were also returning to Epcot. So a lot of these things were finally coming back online as of October the 1st. The Main Street piano player at Casey's Corner, that was another really big deal, to know that Casey's Corner was finally going to get its piano ragtime back, because that's not something that we typically get to see in this pandemic era, right? There's a lot of atmosphere entertainment that was removed that just hasn't been back since Disney World reopened, and now slowly but surely they're ramping it up. And with October the 1st being the 50th anniversary kickoff, they made that the day where all of this celebratory entertainment returned, and we're able to get back to a little bit more of a sense of normalcy when it comes to Walt Disney World. So very cool to see that all of this entertainment has returned and that things will be ramping up going into the 2022 year. I know that there's also a lot of things when it comes to food, a lot of celebratory items that they are going to be throwing out there for us to enjoy throughout the 50th anniversary. So certainly looking forward to that as well. And then even at Epcot, they have a lot of work still underway for the sake of trying to build and create the new Epcot. A lot of that construction was obviously delayed due to the pandemic and all of those sort of situations and restrictions. So slowly but surely, we're also seeing those things start to come online, whether it be Club Cool, as Tyler was mentioning, or whether it be all of the other things that they are slowly bringing into being, kind of like the Walt Disney statue that they are going to bring into Epcot and that everybody's going to get to pose with, basically, and experience. And then in addition to that, all of the new add-ons that are going to be coming to the World Showcase itself. But at any rate, it looks like Tyler and Katrina are back with us, which is great news. Guys, I was going to ask you, when it comes to your advice for people that are looking to plan a trip for Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary celebration in the near future, what sort of advice would you have for them just based on what you've experienced so far?
Well, like the craziest day ever. So honestly, if you can, like a normal day. So just like a normal trip time. So, plan, make sure you get your reservations. I think 60 days? What is dining anyway? Get like Steakhouse 71.
Way too long. That's what it is.
One cafe, space to. Yeah.
Yeah, so nighttime shows. So get similar to the rest, most days at the park, honestly.
Very good. And when it comes to your reflection on Walt Disney World during this very special time, 50 magical years, lots of great experiences. I know for you too, lots of amazing trips that you've taken. What are some of your fondest memories when it comes to Disney World at 50?
I mean, I think like my fondest memory is the first time being able to actually come to Disney World with Tyler, because I've always wanted to go, but I was never able to afford it. And I just didn't really know what, how much planning was involved. So when we first met, we went to Disney World together, and I thought it was like the funnest thing. And even we had like a downpour, and we ran to Mexico, and we went to Cava del Tequila, and it was just fun little place that we kind of didn't really know about. And we just had margaritas and guacamole, and it was just, I thought it was just really fun and intimate. We were able to like just actually talk to each other and just laugh about being drenched in water. But yeah, it was like, and that was like probably the first time we were able to like really travel and, enjoy each other's company. And so I think that's like my fondest memory.
Haven't you seen Cinderella Castle?
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Every single time.
Crying and
nice,
crying
but also
and
for
crying.
me too.
Absolutely.
Crying happy tears though, so it's not a sad
Joy.
thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, my favorite experience, yeah, exactly, joy. My favorite experience though that I've probably had over the years is just, and it's why I love Disney World so much too, is just because I'm sorry, somebody's being proposed screaming.
Oh,
awesome. Congratulations.
Speaking of joy.
They just did it.
Oh, God.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Oh, my God. We are here in the making, you guys. It was on live.
that's what you do in Italy.
We can't see them, but...
This is why you watch King Report.
How special. And during the 50th anniversary. Wow. Well, what an amazing experience, and to be able to witness that live. Wow. Well, we appreciate you two joining us and dropping in for this Kingdom Report segment, and certainly sharing some of your perspective and experiences out there at Walt Disney World right now. Well, with that in mind, and Disney World's big 50th anniversary, of course, being underway now officially, earlier this week, the Disney Parks YouTube channel decided to stream a special that was dedicated to Walt Disney World and getting things up and running, and talking about all of the exciting things in store for us. And therefore, there was a segment that appeared on that Disney Park special that had Julie Andrews herself. And we wanted to share that very special segment with all of you. Take a look.
Hello. It is my honor to send greetings to all of you who have gathered today for the 50th anniversary of the Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World. 50 years of dreams coming true and magic made real certainly is cause for celebration. I have a fond memory of being part of that grand opening of the Magic Kingdom in 1971. I helped to make the television special that celebrated that opening 50 years ago. Of course, my journey with Walt Disney Company began several years prior to that with Mary Poppins. During the filming, I had the absolute pleasure of working and talking with Walt Disney. He was a kindly man with a kind of sparkling personality, just as you might imagine him to be. When Walt originally brought me out to Los Angeles for the very first time, I was lucky enough to have him take me personally around Disneyland. I mean, can you imagine? People were stunned to see Walt himself driving around in his golf cart, me beside him, trying to touch his sleeve, calling out to him, telling him how much he was loved and how much they appreciated all that he did. And I, like so many others, was lucky enough to be blessed by true Disney magic all those years ago. It was an absolute joy being part of the opening day of the Magic Kingdom as well. And all these years later, I'd like to wish everyone at Walt Disney World many more years of joy and love and wishing upon stars. Happy 50th anniversary to the most magical place on Earth.
Garrett on the go time. Walt Disney World reporter Garrett Hassell standing by somewhere for us in Orlando on this 50th anniversary weekend. Garrett, happy 50th to you.
Thank you. I may not look 50, but I appreciate the compliment. Unless you're referring to Disney World, then Disney World's still looking good for 50 years old. I am here at Animal Kingdom, and the noise behind me is the new show Kite Tales, and we're celebrating the 50th. We're going big.
Go
for
big
18 months.
or go kites. That's what I like to say.
Yeah, let's go fly a kite like Julie Andrews did as Mary Poppins.
Just like that icon. So you've been able to see the new Kite Tales show that they brought in for the 50th anniversary there at Animal Kingdom. What are your thoughts? I know there's two different shows. Is that right?
Yes, right now there are two different shows. There are the Lion King show and the Jungle Book show, featuring, different characters from each of the stories. In that video, you see Slick and a few other creatures. They didn't appear in any of the shows for me. But during the Jungle Book show, you have kites that showcase, Baloo, King Louie, as well as the Elephant March. You have performers walking along in front of the stage, and they pretty much dance and go along with the show. And then there's a band as well. For the Lion King show, you have a lot more characters coming out. You've got Timon, Pumbaa, Simba. You've actually got multiple Simbas, as well as multiple Zazus. So the Lion King show definitely has a lot more pow to it. But overall, the show is quite entertaining, I think. So it gets a lot of bad rap, on the internet. People are all like, they're crashing. No, they're not crashing. It's a controlled crash. There's a big difference between them, just, falling into the water. For example, when I was watching the Lion King show, you got to get the kites out of the air somehow, and there's not much room in this area, so they actually do a controlled crash into an area where audience members would sit if this were, say, Rivers of Light. So it's different, but I like the show overall. I think it's really cute. The show that just happened actually didn't have Baloo or King Louie in it, unfortunately. But so I think there are some technical issues with the show. It's a very technical show in that you have jet skis, and then you have people on the back of the jet skis, which are puppeteers controlling the kites. And in my Lion King show, I didn't have baby Simba. I did have adult Simba. So there's a lot of moving pieces in this. So I think they're still, working out the kinks, trying to make this show go off perfectly. But, they're doing something brand new. And I think it adds a lot of personality and energy to this area of the park, seeing as how Finding Nemo is closed and how, Primeval World is gone. So this area of the park only really has Expedition Everest. So it's a nice addition to the park. I'll say that at the very least. But I think it's a fun show. You should check it out. I actually did a vlog on it, and that will be coming out very soon, no doubt.
Well, that's awesome. And that space, we've been waiting for something new to come to that area for a while, especially since they built that amphitheater specifically for a big show to happen on the water. And we did have that nighttime version of attempted, nighttime spectacular that did not last very long. It went away pretty quick. But that area just in front of Expedition Everest that you're standing in front of, it's a huge space to not be doing anything with it. And it's so great to now have something worthwhile and, worth seeing finally. And to hear that, you think it's at least a solid performance. It's at least something that you should check out. That's great, because you're right. It is getting sort of poo-pooed everywhere. It is getting sort of trashed, in terms of this is the less of all of the 50th offerings right now. But you seem to like it. That's great.
Yeah, no, I find it very entertaining. It has great song choice. It even has, modified versions of the song to keep it upbeat. And then the background music in the loading area where they're trying to get the next show in, it's quite charming. And then you can see the kites behind me that are just, they dangle in the wind, and there are different characters from, say, the Lion King, where you see Nala, Simba, Zazu. You also see Timon and Pumbaa. You also see, characters from Bug's Life. You see Pua from Moana, and there's a lot of different characters around. So I imagine in the future they might even add, more to the show, either different versions, or they might have a giant cavalcade of different animal characters. But it's a solid performance. Give it a try. Watch it. When I was watching each of the shows, when I heard certain songs, it brought back childhood memories for me, and it made me feel like a kid again. I got very choked up. Who doesn't like kites? Of course, the concept art is going to look phenomenal, and how do you turn concept art into the actual performance? There are two different things, but I think for what they are just trying to attempt, they're doing a swell job, and I think it will only get better with the future. They used to do a show in there. I don't work here, though. That's the fourth time today someone's asked me if I worked it. No, yeah. I know it's the shirt. They see florals and Hawaiian. I'm in front of the Finding Nemo.
You look like a plant.
So
I mean, yeah, naturally at Animal Kingdom, plant life is everywhere. You look like you work there. Absolutely, you have that aura to you.
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah,
over
folks,
at
this is
Magic
how
Kingdom, I know that
alive.
there's a lot of things happening when it comes to Disney making announcements this week. They made some specific announcements, I should say, about the Magic Kingdom fireworks show. What should we know about that?
So the new fireworks show at Magic Kingdom is called Disney Enchantment, and it has replaced Happily Ever After, which was a fan favorite. But they have Angela Bassett as the narrator. If you don't know who that is the Queen Mother in Black Panther. So she's an actress that has a huge list of achievements, and she is a fantastic actress. So she is the narrator for this nighttime spectacular. You got to go check it out. I have yet to go see it, but anyone that likes fireworks, you should go see it. And of course, what better stage than Cinderella Castle at Magic Kingdom. This fireworks spectacular uses new fireworks. It adds new projection mapping, and it's just all over the place. In addition to projection mapping on the castle, it also goes down Main Street and transforms Main Street to be a part of this overall new show. And there is a brand new song. You had, Happily Ever After by Jordan Fisher. This new one is called You Are the Magic, and it's written and performed by an 8-time Grammy winner, Philip Lawrence, who actually began his career as a cast member at Walt Disney World being a performer. So that's really amazing for someone who started off at Walt Disney World to do a full circle, become a star on, in music, to come back and, perform for his first real job. So that is really incredible. And I look forward to seeing Disney Enchantment, later this week. Happily Ever After, I loved it. I know a lot of people were sad when Happily Ever After replaced Wishes, but it's the 50th anniversary. You got to change, you got to mix things up. So I saw a broadcast of it, but broadcasts are never like the real thing. You got to see it with your own eyes to really believe it. So I'm looking forward to, seeing the skies light up above Cinderella Castle with Disney Enchantment and hearing Angela Bassett's voice.
And I also saw that Jordan Fisher was there this past week for the final celebratory experience for Happily Ever After, that fireworks show that just departed. He was there and in tears because obviously he lent his voice to that show. I can't imagine what that must be like to have your voice attached to such an iconic and overwhelming type of show that millions of people have seen. That's got to be very special, and to know that Angela Bassett now has that honor of being a part of the new show Enchantment is pretty cool. And moving along here, I understand that we thought magic bands were over, but not the case.
We all did. Yeah, that is not the case. There is going to be a sort of revamped and reimagined magic band called Magic Band Plus, and that is going to debut in 2022. So that's just right around the corner. They haven't given the exact date as to when this is going to happen, but it's going to have a wearable as well as a Disney voice assistant there, similar to, I guess, what you'd have Siri or Alexa. And it's going to have new innovative technology where you put it on your wrist. It will interact with things around the park, such as, checking into the park, but it's going to have some special lights on there that will interact in addition to, just getting in the park. It might light up when you're watching a fireworks show. It might add to the fireworks going on around you, making your magic band part of the overall experience, part of the performance where you are, and then part of the performance. It's color changing. It's going to vibrate. It's going to have gesture recognition, meaning what they plan to do is you go up to one of the Fab 50 statues, the 50 golden statues they have around, the 4 parks. You go up to it, you scan it, and maybe this statue will react or your magic band will light up. It's going to add definitely that immersion and more, I guess, playability in the parks, which has been one of the things Walt Disney Imagineering and the parks have been pushing. They want guests to be more interactive with the parks, and you get that on attractions, but now they want it to where you go, you scan it and be like, oh, welcome to the park, or it might light up and do something like that. We haven't gotten all the details, but it's still exciting nonetheless to, have a magic band light up when the castle fireworks go off, where it's a red firework, it's a red on there, or say you go into your room and it says welcome home on there. I'm looking forward to it. Not much other information has been given other than what I've just said, but we'll just have to wait and see. And I will no doubt be getting this cool thing Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm glad Magic Bands are going away because they became such a staple of your vacation here, where you get your box in the mail of all your Magic Bands,
Mm-hmm.
and now that tradition can continue. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm still hoping for one day where you scan your Magic Band on your resort room here at Disney World, and then your pictures you take with your family appear,
Oh yeah,
on the walls. That's been an idea for years. I'm waiting to see it actually happen.
that's a great concept. They should listen to you.
That's why I get paid the big bucks for my ideas.
Your brilliance.
And why I look like I work here. Yeah, it's the
That,
brain. It's not just the face.
That's why you wear plants.
Well,
That's right. Yeah, that new that new Magic Band Plus kind of reminds me of the Power Rangers and what they wore.
yes.
Just saying.
If I Saber-tooth tiger. Yeah, like
Right?
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Like it's morphin' time. Dun, dun, dun.
They would use that to teleport back to the command center and everything. In this case, maybe there'll be teleportation services that will come with the Magic Band Plus, and you'll get back to the command center, and in the tube won't be Zordon, it'll be Walt. There we go.
I'm down for that.
Walt Disney
I'm
himself.
Down for, Walt not frozen in a hyperbolic chamber. He'll just be in some other tube. I'm down. Let's do it.
Perfect.
It's
Yeah.
morphin' time.
Like I said, you're the idea man. So, in addition to that, another announcement came along this week about a little bit more virtual assistance within your resort hotel room at Walt Disney World. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so folks, if you like, Alexa and Siri, get ready because there's going to be a new magical voice assist at our resorts. It's going to be using the same technology that Alexa uses, the popular, items that Amazon sells. And it's going to be called Hey Disney, where instead of being like, hey, Alexa, you say, Hey Disney, and they will be in your resort and they can assist you in a ton of different ways. They will have over 1,000 magical interactions with information such as, hey Disney, when does the park close? Hey Disney, when's the fireworks show? Hey Disney, can you send me more towels? They have a ton of different interactions that are going to happen for this thing. And there's also going to be a way where you can have different character voices appear as well, such as Mickey Mouse, R2-D2, C-3PO, and many, many more. So this is just a brand new interactive way for you to, have a more magical experience. And it looks like these are going to be in all the Disney resort rooms at Walt Disney World. So if you're staying at, say, Swan and Dolphin, might not be there, but if you're at Art of Animation, Grand Floridian, or, even a place such as Art of Animation, I think this is a perfect place for it. So I'm very, very excited to see how this goes. It's going to be coming in the future, so we don't know the exact date yet, but there will be the chance for you to bring this home, because who doesn't want to bring home some of that Disney magic? That's why we buy the merchandise. That's why we sing the songs when we go home. And that's why we always have our Mickey ears on 24/7.
24/7.
This will be an Alexa skill that you can get. And there will be special Mickey stands for the Echo Show 5, which is, of course, an Amazon product. So look for that in the future. I'm looking forward to, walking in and be like, hey, Disney, can you set the alarm for 9 a.m.? I got to get up and go to the park, something like that. Or probably the biggest question you always get whenever you're out here, especially, around the holidays, is, hey, Disney, what's the weather like outside? Because here in Florida, it could be 55 or it could be 90. There's very extremes in weather here, especially if we get a cold front. There's no in between. So I think having the weather and Mickey being like, it's going to be 55 degrees, like something like that would be kind of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to bring it home. If they have a Donald Duck sailor outfit, I want that. Or if they have the Gaston, on there, where Gaston can talk to you, be like, Gaston, what's going on today? Eating 5 dozen eggs. I want something like that. It's coming. Idea guy right here.
Hey Disney, send me 5 dozen eggs to my room. Like that.
Can they do that? I want that.
I mean,
I need it.
You can test it. See what Hey Disney does for you.
I'll do that. I'm going to put this to the test. And they're going to be like, no.
No eggs for you. Well, that's cool. So now the rooms at the Walt Disney World Resort are going to get a little bit more high tech. In addition to that, we also heard news this past week that an attraction we've all been waiting for will be debuting in 2022 officially. What is going to happen at Epcot, Garrett Hassell?
So, Epcot means Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is coming in 2022. This is the attraction that is filling the spot where Alan's Energy Adventure used to be. So this is in, the former Innovations West area. It's now called World Innovation, I believe. And in it, you're going to go into the Guardians of the Galaxy world. You're going to enter the Galaxorium, or the Galaxarium, showing similarities between Xandar and Earth. If you don't know what that is, in the world of Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel, there is a planet called Xandar, and that's where a lot of the action in the Guardians of the Galaxy world take place. So you go in there, and then of course, who shows up? The Guardians of the Galaxy, and you will no doubt go on a interstellar adventure with these guys, hopping in your very own Nova ship, and you will do literally a reverse launch, meaning instead of facing forward, you're going to launch backwards, and these ride vehicles are part of a story coaster where you can spin 360 degrees, where it can show you what they want to show you. Because if you've ever seen the films, you'll know how these ships and that sort of drift in the air and move in unique ways. So don't be shocked when you are taking a left turn, but you're actually turning right in some weird way. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen some pictures. It looks really, really cool. But there's no other, coaster quite like this at the Disney parks. Closest one would be Tron. But that's just, you're going in a straight line on a light cycle. This one, you're going 360 degrees, baby. And I can only imagine that the music cue to this attraction is going to be out of this world. No pun intended.
No pun intended. And speaking about something else that's out of this world, a ship or a star cruiser maybe. Sounds like we finally know when we will be able to spend a little bit of money to stay at that Star Wars Star Cruiser hotel.
Yeah, I think you mean a lot of bit of money.
Oh, maybe.
As we know, this is not going to be a cheap thing. But the Galactic Star Cruiser is going to be, setting sail or launching March 1st, 2022. So that's right around the corner. Bookings will open October 28th of this year. So get ready for that. And it's led to believe that certain guests such as DVC, annual pass holders, and Disney Visa card holders will get first come, first serve when it comes to this, this new fantastic feature. Aboard this ship, you take a two-night adventure where you become part of that Star Wars story, where you get to choose your own path, much like our favorite characters such as Chewie, Han, Luke, Leia, Kylo Ren, so on and so forth. You will interact with these amazing characters. You will go into the ship's bridge and you will help launch it into, hyperspace. You will interact with the guns. You will interact with characters and maybe get to duel with your own lightsaber, like in this image shown. It's a truly amazing experience that nothing could be ever compared to. The best thing could be, like LARPing, which is live action role playing, but this is on a grander scale where Disney really lets you do what you want to do. If you want to, snitch to the First Order, shame on you. But if you want to do that, you can do that. Or if you want to help smuggle someone for the Resistance, you can do that. And if I get the opportunity to do this, I'm going to, because what, inner 12-year-old doesn't want to be a part of Star Wars, but it's going to be an amazing experience. And I personally just want to, do the launch hyperspace, and then I want to actually have that emitting lightsaber, not one where it's just a tube, but actually goes up. If you haven't seen the commercial for it, there's one where Rey stands there and then actually rises up, and I'm pretty sure it's real. I'm pretty sure it's not. Pretty sure. Well, you never know until you actually see it yourself, because they can do everything with CG. But it's coming March 1st. My birthday's on the 11th of March, so if you want to, send your birthday gift to anyone out there,
yeah.
Wade, you want to come along too?
Very smooth.
You can come along too.
I'll be
have
there.
A good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
And I mean, a great example of LARPing, a great example of that happens to be you as a tree today at Animal Kingdom. Got to dress as a tree. Got to be like your surroundings. Absolutely.
I decided today I wanted to be a foxtail palm, which is my favorite tree.
Oh. To be specific, right?
I like trees, man. I'm at Animal Kingdom. I'm wearing like trees on my shirt. I'm all about that tree life.
One with nature. That's you.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you bringing us so many of the updates. Disney has been on a tear lately when it comes to updating us as to what's happening for the 50th anniversary and what is coming in the next year for the 50th anniversary. So lots of these announcements happened just a few days ago. So we appreciate you sharing all the deets with us, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Happy to share. Always happy to share some magic with the world.
Always happy. Well, you take care and, go chase some kites.
Will do. Let's go fly a kite.
Off he goes.
Where there is high.
Oh, Garrett Hassell at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Well, my friends, it's important to realize how we got here to the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, and that's why we need to take a look back at the history of that very place. The vacation kingdom of the world didn't start out that way. Let's take a look. The public had never seen anything quite like it. And on October the 1st, 1971, the imaginary world of Disney came alive with the opening of Walt Disney World Resort. Mickey Mouse led the first lucky visitors, Lakeland, Florida residents Bill and Marty Windsor and their two young sons, Jay and Lee, into the Magic Kingdom, while beloved characters danced and sang. Setting the stage for what would become the East Coast destination for vacations and milestone celebrations, Maestro Arthur Fielder conducted the 60-nation World Symphony Orchestra. Hollywood star Bob Hope led the dedication of the contemporary resort. And music man Meredith Willson conducted the grand opening parade's 1,076-piece marching band. The climax of the grand opening took place between October 23rd and 25th, when top American entertainers and icons of business, government, and industry flooded the resort. A crew of astronauts landed at the Magic Kingdom on January 15th, 1975, joining 2,000 dignitaries for the grand opening of Space Mountain, Starjets, which would go on to become the Astro Orbiter, and the GE Carousel of Progress in Tomorrowland. The rocket men on hand included Scott Carpenter, an astronaut on the Mercury 7, Gordon Cooper, an astronaut on the Mercury 7 and the Gemini 5, and Jim Irwin, an engineer and astronaut on the Apollo 15. The $20 million indoor roller coaster became one of Disney's signature attractions, and the iconic mountain now stands at every Disney park in the world. Epcot opened October 1st, 1982, with 5 future world pavilions and 9 world showcases, celebrating the history and culture of Mexico, China, Germany, Italy, Japan, France, the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States. The opening ceremonies featured music from Count Basie and his orchestra, Lionel Hampton and his big band, and the Glenn Miller Orchestra as well. At the World Showcase Festival, performers representing 23 countries performed. The theme of unity was obvious. To all who come to this place of joy, hope, and friendship, welcome. Epcot, an acronym for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow, was conceived as a utopian city of the future, planned by Walt Disney and powered by cutting-edge technology. The park would also become a home for hugely popular annual events, including the International Flower and Garden Festival, born in 1994, and the International Food and Wine Festival, born in 1995. Disney MGM Studios opened on May 1st, 1989, the third of the 4 theme parks at Walt Disney World Resort, boasting 135 acres dedicated to the world of film, TV, music, and theater. Drawing heavily from the golden age of Hollywood, the park celebrated Tinseltown. Michael Eisner called Hollywood not a place on a map, but a state of mind that exists wherever people dream and wonder and imagine, close quote. The Great Movie Ride, a tribute to classic films such as Casablanca, was the last of the original attractions to close in August 2017. By 2007, the sprawling theme park was hosting close to 10 million visitors in 6 themed areas, including the Hollywood Boulevard main entrance and a motion simulator ride based on the Star Wars movies. In 2015, a major expansion overhauled the backlot, adding Toy Story Land in 2018, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in 2019, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway in 2020. The first Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival was held from April 29th to June 5th, 1994. Conceived in part to increase traffic at Epcot, the spectacular displays of plants and flowers that guests loved were highlighted at this special 5-week festival. Originally presented by Better Homes and Gardens, the perfect Florida climate allowed flowers and topiaries of all kinds to thrive. The festival has grown to showcase outdoor cuisine and entertainment as well as garden design and eco-horticulture. Animal Kingdom, the fourth theme park at Walt Disney World Resort, opened April 22nd, 1998, to coincide with Earth Day. At 580 acres, the zoological theme park is the largest at Disney World, populated with wild animals like rhinos, hippos, giraffes, meerkats, zebras, Asian tigers, African lions, and western lowland gorillas. They share the space with more than 4 million trees, plants, shrubs, vines, grasses, and ground coverings from every continent on the planet except Antarctica. It took 10 artists and 3 Imagineers 18 months to create the 325 animal carvings on the Tree of Life alone. Expedition Everest, one of the 18 Disney mountain attractions worldwide, towered at nearly 200 feet high and covered a 6.2-acre site that raced guests through the Himalayan mountains on a speeding train. In 2016, Disney introduced After Dark experiences at Animal Kingdom Park, and in 2017, Disney opened Pandora, the World of Avatar, based on James Cameron's film Avatar. Today, Disney's Animal Kingdom is home to one of the leading zoo hospitals in North America, with an emphasis on advanced imaging, digital radiology, and ultrasound. All of this accompanied by water parks, the Disney Springs dining, shopping, and nightlife district, and so many Disney resort hotels. It's no wonder why the Walt Disney World Resort has become the vacation kingdom of planet Earth. Happy 50th anniversary to Walt Disney World. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that look back at Walt Disney World's history, 50 years in the making, so many various milestones that we didn't even touch on in that retrospective, but an awful lot to be proud of for sure. I want to bring Garrett Hassell, our Walt Disney World reporter, back in here. Garrett, when it comes to Walt Disney World, it's been a special place for you, a special place for me, certainly a place that you've covered for us here in the last few years. When you think about your fondest Walt Disney World memories, what comes to mind?
So I didn't get to go to Walt Disney World until when I was 21 years old. I came with my girlfriend's family. And for me, my fondest memory has to be Ariel taking me and showing me all her different parks, like all the parks out here. And especially has to be seeing Illuminations, Reflections of Earth. If you don't know what that is, it was the long-standing fireworks spectacular at Epcot. And she told me it was her favorite show and she can't wait to show me it. And if I want to watch it, I can't watch it on YouTube, but with her has to be the first time I can listen to it. So I listened to that song over and over again, imagining where the fireworks were. So my fondest memory has to be seeing Illuminations with Ariel and just seeing just how incredible this show is. And till this day, it's still the most spectacular fireworks show I think I've ever seen. It's one of my favorites. Another one has to be, and being a cast member and being a part of the Disney College program, I loved making so many magical memories for all the guests I saw. I got to work in a special role in entertainment where my job was making people happy and making their dreams come true. And I loved every moment of it. So it just has to be, seeing the smiles, seeing the interaction, just seeing people run and just, shout with happiness and joy. There's so many memories, but seeing Illuminations with Ariel and getting to experience this park, when I'm here with her, it's unlike any other experience. I feel more magic. I think it's just because maybe I like her a lot. But there's so many memories, but being a cast member is a very treasured position. And I remember walking down Main Street USA when I was a part of the Main Street Electrical Parade. And I'm walking, holding, this aluminum pole, and the castle's in front of you, and you see all these guests staring at you, and it's just like, wow, I get to make this magic. I'm in a parade I watched as a kid at Disneyland, and now I'm bringing it full circle, and it's just getting to be a part of the magic and getting to make people happy. It's an amazing experience, and it's an amazing feeling. So there's so many, but I've been getting chills just thinking about it. I love making magic for people, and even when people ask, hey, where's the bathroom? And I answer for them, I still feel that magic. So the memories are never ending, but seeing Illuminations and being cast member and creating magic are definitely, my most fondest and ones that I will cherish until the end of my days. I guarantee it.
That's very special indeed. And as we wrap things up here, I was hoping you might be able to share with people who might be planning a trip to Walt Disney World for the 50th anniversary celebration, any sort of advice you might have for them when it comes to planning a trip in the next 18 months. That's how long the celebration is lasting. So what would you say?
The sooner and earlier you plan, the better. If you can, put your plans ahead where you're going in a year, do that, because I can only imagine it's just the opening weekend ends in October, so a lot of people are in school, but just imagine next summer. It's going to be absolutely chaotic and crazy here, especially if, say, they bring out, a 50th anniversary parade and, the pandemic simmers down and things go back to normal. So plan as much in advance as you can. If you have the ability to stay at a Disney resort, do it. It will only add to the magic where each morning you wake up at the most magical place on earth and you get to go to sleep at the most magical place versus, going to Airbnb. Yes, that is a probably more economically sound option, but if you can stay here, do it. You will not regret it. Plan in advance, be patient. Don't try and rush through it. It's not going anywhere. It's 18 months long. If you can do multiple trips, hey, please do that. I get to experience this place more often than most. But if you need a longer trip, do that. Or if you can do a weekend trip, do that. But yeah, patience is key. Planning in advance is key. And, just taking your time, slowing down, and enjoy it. Go walk around, enjoy the kites flying by, enjoy the 50 statues that you're going to see. Hi. Yeah, hi.
Enjoy the fanfare.
Yeah, but enjoy it, take it in. Don't try and rush it, because the 50th anniversary was for Disneyland was decades ago, and it flew right by. So take your time, enjoy it, and just cherish it all. Buy all the merchandise you want if you really need to, but cherish those memories and plan in advance. That's the best thing you can do. Don't try and do a last second thing. You want to spend ample time. You want to build that excitement, so that way when you come here, you can let it explode and you can take in all the magic around us. It's the most magical celebration. So don't you want to enjoy it?
I would think you would.
And that's all right. I have to say. Just enjoy it. Take your time, plan it.
Very good advice. Thank you for the tips, and thank you for being out there on this historic weekend, covering all the latest events going on, and sharing with us a little bit about the Kite Tail Show coming to Animal Kingdom there, as well as all the latest updates coming out of Walt Disney World this week. There's a lot going on.
Oh, there definitely is. There's a lot to come. It's the beginning of this 50th celebration, so there's a lot to come. Magic Band Plus, that looks cool. Kite Tails, very promising for the future. I'm looking forward to all that comes in the near future. Plus, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first coaster in Epcot. That's momentous. And who doesn't love Guardians?
I know I do.
I love just hearing I Am Groot, and it's a done deal. It's gonna be a great time.
That's absolutely. Well, you take care of yourself. Happy 50th to you.
Thank you, Jumbo, everyone.
Jumbo. And we would like to know what it is that you feel is some of the best of the updates that you've heard this week in terms of what Walt Disney World has coming for the 50th anniversary celebration. Let us know in the comment section what you think is most exciting and what you anticipate Disney World announcing in the near future and that they haven't announced yet. There's still a lot to come that they have not acknowledged, but is being built, created, and put into place as we speak. So be very interested in hearing your perspective. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that about brings this broadcast to a close here. Our Walt Disney World 50th celebration kickoff weekend. I can't believe it is already coming to an end, but definitely wanted to leave you with some beautiful, stirring notes from somebody you heard from here just a few minutes ago. The Julie Andrews of today was also a part of the opening festivities in 1971, a part of the opening special that Disney created around Walt Disney World's grand opening, October 1st, 1971, and now you will hear her in that form today from back in 1971. It's a special tribute to Walt Disney World as we say, happy 50th anniversary. You've never looked so good.
When you wish upon a star, makes no